I am back.
I'm a killer, you know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand. Call
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to YouTube. Man, what a delightful place. The only place in the world where you can literally do nothing and, I mean, lose it. They could just take it. But it's okay because the world that we're heading in, get used to it, folks, because what's yours is theirs and what's theirs is theirs. Let's go ahead and jump in and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I know I've only been gone for a week. I've done some shows on Rumble. You guys seem to love that. I guess I'm not supposed to say that word, like Rumble in the jungle or something like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We have an interesting show tonight. And for anyone here on YouTube that missed the show with LARPerators Anonymous, oh my goodness. It was a great show, and it was such a great show that I'm having him come back on Saturday. Y'all are gonna love it. It's gonna be a blast. If you haven't seen it, man, it's at least worth like going and watching the first like half hour. Go watch it on 2x speed or something like that. I would play his video that turned me on to him and his channel and all that, but I can't because I would get a strike the copyright. So it's so good to be back with you guys, man. I'm not gonna lie. It took a little bit out of me. It when I'm gone, it only withdraws from the psychological bank account, right? Nothing deposits into the psychological bank account. So I missed you guys, missed you a lot. Excuse me. Some of you were coming in on other platforms that I frequent, and some of y'all you were just here waiting, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So let's go ahead and jump in. So first off, it's going to be a dark stream tonight. It's your boy, you and DLD, just you and me alone. You and me locking eyes alone. And I did this on purpose, truthfully, because I wasn't even sure if I could stream tonight or not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But let's go ahead and jump in. So, for the people that are here for the first time ever, or for the people that are here watching this on replay, shout out to the Replay Mafia, shout out Razor JB, and all those. Man, so many awesome people come back the next day and the next day to watch it. And it's awesome. I love it. Appreciate y'all. For those that are watching this on replay, comment anything like something as simple as you just, if you believe we've earned it, hitting the little like button, oh, hello. Hitting the little like button or dropping a comment, even if you say something horribly disparaging about me and my my mother, it still is great for the channel, believe it or not. So yeah, happy to be here. Very, very grateful to be back, and I'm glad to be with you guys. And for those that are watching this here live for the first time, welcome. You're probably not going to like it based on my analytics. But if you are here for the first time, then get ready for an exciting show that you probably won't like. And also engage in chat, say hello. Not many of you engage. It's actually weird. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You at least gotta like the stream or something. Like, give like some type of acknowledgement that you're not an agent of saboteur of some sort. Anyway, so for the people that are here watching for the first time, what we usually do is we take the first 10 minutes, so like the next 10 minutes from now, and we greet everybody. We welcome all of our channel members, and then we welcome all of our folks that are here watching as honorable mentions. I appreciate all you guys so much. We need to get it started, but I also need to be careful because I have like 7 Glocks on my desk, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I haven't been doing a lot of live streaming, but I did. I was live last night with Integrity Firearms, with Dust was on there for a little bit on Instagram. I was also live with Jova Q. He's the man. He's like a walking Wikipedia. I mean, this dude is sick with it. Armel, all those dudes from the Tactical Turkeys, really great guys. Was also on their show earlier and the other day, and then also we were doing some shows on the other platforms, Zero Mail. So check it out. But let's go ahead and get started. So first in chat tonight was our boy Zanty Misfit. Congratulations, Zanty. You let me know if you'd rather have a high five or a fist bump. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. And if you'll also take a moment to notice this little circular ditty right here, no ditty, is symbolizing that he's a channel member. So thank you so much, Zanty Misfit, for being there. Zanty Misfit for being a channel member. I appreciate you, my guy. Let's go through and say what's up to all of our channel members. We got Zanty Misfit, as I mentioned. We got Z. Great to see you. Also a channel member. We got, excuse me, Blue Curtain Burner, what's up, brother? Great to see you. What did y'all have for dinner, by the way? And strap check also. Blue Curtain Burner, also a channel member. Appreciate you. Flying Rich Firearms, one of our favorite mods. Talking is hard today. Let's see, Zanty. We got C&T Designs and Arms, who is not only one of the mods, but he is also a channel member. And I got to give him a shout out. Okay. C&T Designs and Arms has been doing an excellent job sharing the pain. And what I mean by that is if you check out C&T Designs and Arms channel, what he is doing is he is literally streaming these live meetings of, oral arguments for the Washington State High Capacity Magazine ban, or LCMs. Bro, these acronyms kill me. Large capacity magazines, like LCMs, for real. Oh man, so bad. Anyway, he streamed that entire thing. Okay, he streamed. What he does is he constantly streams things that are going on. Basically, the constant and never-ending attack on our natural rights. And guys, these are all things that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution. The job of the federal government is to ensure that our natural rights that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution are not encroached upon by anyone, foreign or domestic. And of course, that's all they do now. That is their job now. So anyway, shout out to CNT Designs and Arms. I appreciate what you do, brother. I know it's not easy, and I'm grateful for you. And I had fun in your chat today. Mike McClune, the Goon. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Ahmad and a Chinamemba. He had chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, and rice was dinner this evening. I'm not gonna lie, I had steak this evening, and it was incredible. And I was joking with Rich. He was like, "You can afford steak?" I was like, "Yeah, this is the second time this year I'll have it because of where the world has gone and where the economy is and inflation and everything. We're dying. CNT Designs and Arms, Zanti Misfit. Let's see who else we got. Flammers Farm, CNT Designs and Arms. We got Z. TDDD. Let's see who else we got. Not My Name. What's up, brother? Also a Chenamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for being here. Agorizer in the building. Great to see you. Also a Chenamemba. Baptized in Fur. Great to see you. AKA John Rice, my guy. Great to see you. Also a Chenamemba. We got Barton Fink in the building as well. Dark, welcome back from fake book jail. Ah, man, yeah, it's like that. Only it's YouTube jail. So yeah. Who else? We got Drew in the building. What's up, Drew? Great to see you. Beautiful shirt in your little picture there. It says Thuga Vermin did 9/11. There we go. It's over right there, just because of what I said. Agorizer, Mike McClune. Did I say what's up, Aggie? My guy, great to see you. Agorizer in the building. It is that picture someone with a bag over their head or a pillowcase over their head? Hold up, hold up. Oh, it's okay. It's a person with a hat. I was like, yo, hold on. This is getting weird. Agorizer, also a Chinamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Great to see you. Senor Bob, great to see you, my guy. Also a Chinamemba. It's so great to see you guys. Baptized in Fur, Agorizer. Johnny Propane, my guy. Great to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out as well. Let's see, Senor Bob, CNT Designs and Arms, a Goon Beam in the building. If you guys do not know, Goon Beam is the only place to get your flashlights from if you want to feel what it is like to harness the power of the sun, or if you're also interested in fighting the night or fighting in the night. If you have the superpower of being able to see in the dark with certain things, Goombeam is where you want to be because you will not get any other items that perform like they do out there for the price that he's listing stuff for. It's insane. And one day, when Goombeam is a massive organization, and it will be, you guys are going to wish that you bought it when it was only $130 versus, you know, $2,800 for real, for real. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, Goombeam, we love you and appreciate you and love what you do for the community as well. CNT Designs and Arms, we got Senor Bob, great to see you. Who else? Hey, Mariah, we go back like babies that pacify. You know what I'm saying? What's up, brother? Also, with Chinamemba, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was Duck, Glowy, Glowy, Glow. I think, do I have the Duck? Oh, that's the God voice. Okay, never mind. Anyway, my guy, great to see you. I appreciate you. Goombang, you got your Goombang. CNT Designs and Arms, Mike McClune, the Goon, Aggie, my guy. Hey, and look at this. We're joined by Dirtfoot Racing. If you and all of you probably should because you all follow Safety Harbor Firearms. Well, if you follow Safety Harbor Firearms, then you got to follow Dirtfoot Racing because that's your guy. That's the guy. That's the guy. It's the same guy. It's Walt with Safety Harbor Firearms doing a bunch of fun stuff, and it's great. It's increíble, as the Hispanic culture calls it. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Senor Bob, Evan Budzinski, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a Chenamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see who else we got up in here. Hey, Duck Glowy Gang. There he is. Great to see you. I guess the name changed. We go back like babies to pacify. Is Evan Budzinski, Senor Bob. There he is. JC Neener, way cleaner. Dark Kusa file for bankruptcy. Allegedly, PSA might end up buying them. Hold on. Hold on. Are you saying KUSA? What's the AK company? Whatchamacallit? Not KVAR. Kalishnikov USA? For real? Oh, man. Oh, if I could speak freely about some things. Ooh, there's some industry things that I should definitely not talk about, but it's interesting to see certain companies positioning themselves in certain ways to procure certain companies, and they're certainly always there when these certain situations take place, and it's certainly interesting and even at times odd. Maybe something happened that made these companies procure these companies. Maybe it was even something that companies did to procure companies. Okay, I'll shut up. Anyway, I love what PSA has done, is doing, and will do for our community. And I love that they're making things more available and more affordable for people to build modern firearms in the privacy of their own home. I love it. So, shout out. JC Neener, great to see you. Zanti Misfit, let's see, Evan Budzinski, Drew, what it do? Your name, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Also with Chanamemba, appreciate you, my guy. Let's see, Bob, Evan Budzinski, Barton Fink, Zanti Misfit. I'm just making sure I don't miss any Chanamembas before I go back through and do the honorable mentions. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Appreciate you being here as well, my guy. Also with Chanamemba. CNT Designs and Arms, Barton Fink, Baptized in Fire, Bob. Hey, Gort, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Also with Chanamemba. Evan Budzinski, Barton Fink, 80XR 920. Great to see you also with Chanamemba. I am at exactly 1,080 rounds through the shadow systems. And aside from that small burr that got in the way, I'm not going to lie, it threw me off. I think it actually became lodged in the rear rail, but in the slide rails of the slide. And I think it like dug a hole in there and then came out once I disassembled it. So usually a simple burr wouldn't cause that much of a problem. This caused a huge problem, which we're actually going to talk about tonight. It's interesting. 80XR920, Chinamemba, Gort, Chinamemba, Evan, your name. I think they meant SCM as standard capacity. Yeah, I know, right? For real. Fluffy Bunny, 80XR920. Let's see, I'm just making sure I don't miss nobody. Tacos and eggplants. That sounds like a delicious dinner, my friend. Hey, CNT Designs and Arms. Look at this beautiful gifted 5 DLD After Dark channel memberships, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You made 5 people's day month because now I'll get to shout them out. And let's see who it was. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. All right, I got to mute real quick just so this doesn't pull up. Un segundo, por favor. Okay. All right. So we have, let's go back here. CNT Designs and Arms gifted 5 DLD After Dark memberships. Testing 123 was gifted a membership. Fire Otter was gifted a membership. Rip Curl Readiness was gifted a membership. John Doe was gifted a membership. And Deplorable Bitter Clinger was gifted a membership. Bro, I appreciate you guys so much. CNT Designs and Arms, thank you so much for doing that and giving to our folks in the community. Let's see who else we got. Testing 123. Goombeam, Bob, Fire Rodder, Deplorable Bitter Klinger. My guy also with Chinamemba, JC Neener. Man, chat's all out of whack here on this one. I'm gonna go back to this one. All right, we gonna do this. Okay. 1 second. Let me get caught up here. Johnny Propane. Hey, Shooting Gallery, brother. What's up? Great to see you. If you guys don't know, you can check out the Shooting in the Woods podcast on Rumble every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And I was on with your boy Joe. I did a lot of shows, a lot of other people's shows over the last week and some change. It was dope. So thank you for having me on, Joe. Check out Shooting Gallery, check out his YouTube channel, and also check out his live show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Rumble. Let's see. Fire Rodder, Agorizer, JC Neener. Hey, Agorizer, look at this. Member for 16 months. That's for certain. I don't know what I maybe missed the first part of that, like, that's for certain. I don't know what let me know what you were saying that in regards to, it yeah. Evan, shooting guy, I always almost say shooting guy in New England, I'm sorry. Rip Curl Readiness, my guy, also a channel member. I'm doing great today, my friend. Thanks for asking. CNT Designs and Arms. How are you, my friend? Thanks so much for the membership. I appreciate it, and you very much. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful people. And Spin 360, yes, I am back on the YouTube. I'm back on the shoe tube, and we're in there. We're in there like swimwear. Evan Budzinski, member for 10 months, and the prolific selection of words for him was word. No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. Gort, Rip Curl Readiness, Mike McClune. Let's see, Evan Budzinski. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody right quick. Hold up. Hey, look at this. Evan Budzinski just gifted five. What? Yo, this is crazy. Y'all are going ham with this. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to Farmer James, who's been a viewer for a long time. I'm talking like a year and a half, 2 years, very committed. And I also want to give a shout out to his beautiful wife. I actually don't know if she's beautiful or not, but if you're married to Farmer James, then you must be beautiful because he is gorgeous. I'm just kidding. Sorry, it's stupid. I know. Okay, Evan Budzinski, member for 10 months. And there we are. Evan Budzinski gifted 5 DLD After Dark channel memberships, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. BV Luminous was gifted a membership. Ron Bear was gifted a membership. Sport Brand, brother, one of our favorite mods, was gifted a membership. Joe Morris was gifted a membership, and TMC, Too Many Choices, was gifted a membership. Bro, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. And everyone, make sure you give Evan Budzinski a shout out in chat. Ron Bayer, BV Luminous, Baptized in Fire. Tech Money, my guy, great to see you. Also a channel member. Let me get caught up on this side too. Hang tight, mate. Hang tight. Let's see. Tech Money. There he is. Tech Money, my guy. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Blue Curtain Burner, Fire Rotor, Evan Budzinski, shooting guy. Hey, member for 18 months. Love it. Love it, man. Great to have you here, man. I'm grateful for you. Dark, your toupee is looking great. Thank you. It's not a toupee. It's not a toupee. I can't move it, but it'll stay up if I could probably spike it. Would y'all want to see me spike it like a mohawk? Me too. I know. Agorizer, TMC, brother. Great to see you. Too many choices. Now my hair's all messed up. Come on. Why you gotta call it a tube? The toupee. The toupee. Omelette du fromage. What's the deal with P80 availability? Excellent question. I'll come back to some questions here in a moment. My guy, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Rubco Readiness, Goonbeam. Hey, Mark Tucker, Mobka. Great to see you. Flying Rich in the building. Also a mod and a channel member. Mobka in the house. My guy, I love it. I love how some of y'all are taking on like the nicknames that I give to y'all. Like when we did Zay Rambel stream, Mike McClune made his name McClune Lagoon. Yo, it was hilarious. The first time I saw that, it just yeah, made me laugh. I love it. Tech Money talking about 9mm again. I know, or no, maybe he's talking about 10mm short. I'm not sure. Can't tell from here because I'm all the way up here with 9mm. You know what I'm saying? uh, Agorizer, Senor Bob, Tech Money, Barton Fink, my guy, Evan Budzinski. Great. Yo, I appreciate all you guys. If I missed any channel members, sound off in chat. I'll make sure we say what's up. And everyone else in here, we got Noya Gun Guy. What's up, player? Great to see you. Big Easy in the building as well. Great to see you, my guy. And Clint MF Eastwood. Bro, great to see you. Dark, I hope that's not a hair transplant. Well, how can I prove that? Catch it on fire, rip it out. I don't know. No, I have no problem with hair. I have the opposite problem with hair. I got hair all over my arms, and I literally got like finger beards. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I need less hair. I would rather go bald than deal with a whole bunch of like sandpapery chest hair. Ugh. I'm just saying. But somehow I can still pull bitches. You know what I'm saying? Jen Champ, my guy, great to see you. Appreciate you. He said shoe tube program. That Denzel. Farmer James, You're the man, man. You're the man. Let's see. Farmer James, Damian Christ, my brother in Christ. Great to see you. Howard J, my guy. If you guys did not see, okay, hold on. No, 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 no. If you guys did not see the work that Howard J had done by Shogun Customs, holy moly, bro. Shogun literally said, if you guys don't know what Shogun Customs is, you got to check it out. We have some incredible people in here that are doing just literally like the most incredible work with Glocks. Okay. And one of them being Shogun. Okay. Shogun has the Shogun Customs like Assassins package, and he did the whole camo frame stippled with the hybrid print, with the Shogun slide, the Shogun barrel, like everything, like to the nines, to the tens, really. And he said that it was his best work. I wouldn't go there because I'm about to get something done, so you know I got to have the best work, right? But anyway, it was incredible. If you haven't checked it out, excuse me, go to Shogun Customs on Instagram. Check it out. Show some love because my man is killing it, killing it. Drew, brother, great to see you. You know what? For a few folks here that have just been like so supportive, like way extra more supportive than I ever could have even imagined. Um, apparently, there's a way. I have not found out how to do it yet. But apparently there's a way to select individuals to give like a few, I don't know if it's like 5 or whatever channel memberships to, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see how I can do that. So I appreciate you, bro. Hold on. Did you give another 5 channel memberships out? No, that's the same one, right? 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 Yeah. D5 channel memberships. 5. Okay, I was about to say, hold up. Did you give another? Okay. Woo. Okay. Hold on. I was gonna say, did I miss you? My bad. My B. My B. Farmer James, everyone else in chat, bro. I appreciate all y'all coming in and hanging out. Vanessa Kitty is here with us as well. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Let's see. BV Luminous in the building. What's up, brother? I always see you. Let's see who else we got. BV Luminous and Farmer James. Now everyone's name is green. Now going backwards, it's not as easy. Good to see you too as well. Rip Curl Readiness. Great to see you. And Fire Rider, my guy, my brother. And that's it. That's all I can do now because my brain is starting to hurt. Testing, 1, 2, 3. What's up, bro? If you don't like it, use by choice. Damn shade. Okay, all right, let's catch up here. Let's see who I missed real quick. All right, brother. Have a blessed night and enjoy work, man. Enjoy work. Jackson, bro, how you been, man? Great to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us, man. It's been a minute since I've seen you, and hope you're doing well. Howard J. Shogun is a dope person, absolutely, and he does do amazing work. And I mentioned this last time. Hang on. Okay, so I mentioned this last time. I don't know um, a better way to say this, but I'll say this. Shogun Customs is putting out some of the dopest work when it comes to Glocks, like doing his hybrid setup for frames. He's doing a combination of laser stippling for certain parts of the frame, and he's like staggering geometric patterns at different depths, and then he's going back over them and doing hand stippling. So it's like a combination of the two. So it is like super clean, it's also very well textured, but it doesn't tear up your, skin and your shirts and all that. And it's just incredible work. It's stamped Shogun. It's got the Shogun super crazy samurai dude on it and all sorts of stuff. And the work that he's doing is incredible. And then he came out with the Shogun. I think it's the Assassin Slide and Barrel. Bro, it is out of this world. The like the shape, the everything. I mean, it's you have to see it to understand it. And I've shown it a bunch of times on chat here, but go take a look at the work that Howard J got done, and just know that pretty soon your boy, one way or another, I don't care how many Glocks I have to sell to get here, I'm probably gonna sell 3 of my Glocks just to get a Shogun Glock. Um, no cap, I think is what the kids are saying. And yes, shout out to Big Mac Defense as well. Hey, General Sorrow, man, great to see you. T for Tejas, look at you, brother. Great to see you, man. Man, this is awesome. It's like, yo, I don't know what it is, but a lot of dudes come out the woodwork when we come back. And now, we're up to like 13% female viewership. I was like, what? Ting Ting has, 26 accounts? That's crazy. Um, Shogun has a waffle for a 26 frame right now, by the way. Yes, he does. Thank you, Spin 360. I appreciate you. So Shogun has been doing waffles, and it's been giving other people in the community that can't spend as much because it's very costly work, but it is very, very high end. It is probably the most high end Glock work that look, and I know some people are going to, and this is where I was going with it. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked easily. Frag out, brother. Great to see you, frag out. I'll get to you in a second, frag out. Sorry. This is the problem is I constantly get sidetracked. Which I think y'all actually like enjoy somehow for some reason. I don't know. So here's what I'm saying. So not everyone can afford to drop the money on a Shogun frame alone, let alone a Shogun frame, slide, barrel, and then all the internals for the LPK and the slide parts kit, all that, right? And then sights, and then optic, and then light, and then mags, and then ammo, and then holster. And it's an investment, right? These are tools, and these are tools that um this especially being from like an OEM Glock, bro, you can run this thing into the dirt and it looks like a ninja assassin tool. It's just gorgeous. Now, being gorgeous isn't the most important part, but good God, it helps. So anyway, it's costly and it's worth it. And because Shogun wants to kind of still be able to like cover his cost, being that he's a creator, and he does all this work on Glocks and he's coming out with other stuff. He came out with his own Shogun knife and some more stuff to come in the future to be able to cover his cost and be able to give people in the community an opportunity to get Shogun work for a crazy inexpensive price. He's doing waffles, which are definitely not raffles because those have legal restrictions. But waffles, you can actually go on his website, purchase a waffle slot, and then you're entered into the waffle, and then he runs names to select. So you could buy a $25 or $50 ticket or two $50 tickets and potentially win a $700 Shogun slide or $400 Shogun frame or something like that. Like, and even me just supporting Shogun, I jumped in and I bought some slots too just to support the homies. And even though, what I'm saying, I'm not like made of money right now, all right? What do we always say? A hand that's open to give is open to receive. So when you are not stingy with your money, when you bless others, you become blessed. That's the way the world works. So thank you, Spin 360, for bringing that up. But here's what I was saying: because I believe that the work that the Shogun is doing is some of the like dopest work that I've seen when it comes to like machining slides and stuff like that and the stippling. And please do not ever discount, all the other folks that we like, yo, if you have not seen Fragouts work, like show some love, bro. Okay, because that now they're doing different things, right? But for specifically what Shogun is doing, what I believe is one day, how people say like Gucci Glock, like, oh, like it's a Gucci Glock or whatever. One day, I believe people are going to use Shogun as like a term like a Gucci Glock. They're gonna be like, "Damn, that Glock is like almost a Shogun level," or you know what I mean? They're gonna use Shogun as like a terminology of how dope a Glock is or something like that. That's what I believe. But yo, Frag Out, I saw you with your Scorpion army that you're raising and all the crazy stuff that you're doing, dude. Man, first off, I'm so glad that your laser is working with your move. I know you moved into your new place, finally getting everything set up. I've been seeing a lot of the stuff that you're doing on Instagram. If you guys have not taken the time to go follow Frank out, you got to go follow Frank out. What are you doing? What are you doing? He does some of the sickest script, hand done engraving, script, scroll work, and just crazy, crazy stuff. If you guys had ever seen that battle worn gray AR that I did with it's got like scrolling engraving all over the upper and lower, and then the whole thing is like a black and gray battle worn with a grayish stainless-ish Noveske barrel. That is a frag out firearm that is built on a frag out upper and lower that is like gorgeous. And if you did not see the work he was doing on like the arrows and stuff, go check out his stuff too. We gotta find a way to support everybody that's in our little circle, right? Because otherwise, man, I we will not be in existence for much longer. Howard J, have you seen the dagger? I have. I have. It is impressive. I am impressed with it. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. Yo, and the waffle money, if you don't get it, is credited to your store account to put towards getting one. Don't anyway. Hold on. What? Yo, and the waffle money, if you don't get it, is credited to your store account to put towards getting one. Don't. No, there ain't no way. The losing waffles still get store credit for the account too. No way. Or for the amount too. No way. So you're telling me that I have store credit with Shogun? No, no. For real? Davinho, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Now you got a tarantula, bro. What? Yeah, DLD After Dark is selling a few of your builds. Dude, when I was on Instagram last night and I was showing some of my Glocks, yo, um, people are like, yo, you got it's all like Cerakoted, it's all got optics, it's all got this and that. I'm like, yeah, I like some of this stuff. I mean, honestly, anyone that works in the industry, you just have more access to stuff for a better price. That's just the way it is. Frag out, you need to do snake shot videos, dude. 100%. When I saw that scorpion, I totally thought you were gonna pellet that mofo to death. No lie. I think I'm finally gonna have to pick up a suppressor because of the wait times, but because of the wait times, everything is on back order. Yes, and because of the wait times, everyone is getting cans, and because everyone is getting cans, it's increasing the wait times. So stuff isn't coming back in 1 to 4 days or 7 days anymore. So me personally, um, I may be getting a can, but it's not what y'all are thinking. I'll fill you guys in on it when we have more time. And speak of dope Glocks, Marconi in the building. I was actually showing your Glock on IG stream last night. The new Marconi slide is fire. I actually recently shared it on my IG story. It is incredible. You see all the talent in one place here, y'all. We need to all support each other 100%. Yo, he's got the freaking Lamborghini of Glock slides. It's if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. Go to Marconi Armory's IG, and y'all are gonna love it. Okay, let's jump in a couple things real quick, but hang on, just one sec. Hold on, and Marconi, yeah, no doubt, man. Isn't there an active code that you can share as well? So I'm currently rocking the 1X prism on my 10.3 inch with the can, but my 14.5 inch, I did go with the Geisley 1 to 6 LPVO, which is usually like $1,000. Now I bought this last year when I had money, and the Geisley LPVO is usually like $1,000, and the mount that I got is usually like $400. I got both of them for like 385 on a Black Friday deal. It was insane. So I couldn't say no because if it sucked, then I would just sell it. Or if I didn't like it, then I would just sell it and give somebody else a deal. Let's see for let me see. Thanks, Dark. I'll do freshest boy. I'll do one better for those DIY guys. Okay, hold on. What am I missing? Dark 50. Yeah, right. Did I miss something or do I only have I'll keep an eye out to see if he says something. I believe the ATF could process an NFA form in probably 2 days. They hate us, and they don't like us owning NFA items. Plus, the NFA is unconstitutional. Absolutely, it's terrible. Check that link. They have 0 tax. What link? So you can't post it in chat, um, unless I can hold on real quick. There you go. Give it like 60 seconds and you'll be able to drop the link. I just made you a moddy. Um, make you a mod for a minute. All right. All right. Can't put you on the payroll right now, bro. All right. Just to post a link. Okay. So a couple things. So we were just talking recently. Yeah, you'll have to repost it. We were just talking recently. I was talking with Dust from the Tactical Turkeys, and we were talking about live life. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Um, how is JST supply LPVO? The Gideon optics. I see PA goes on sale for 250. JW got to support those gentlemen. Just wondering, got to support those gentlemen. Okay, so my and then we'll get on what I'm talking about. Um, my Gideon 1 to 10 by it's a 34 mil. I think it's 1 to 10, 1 to 10 by 20, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's a 34 mil tube. It is still in the box. The reason that it is still in the box is because I am mounting this on a very, very specific upper that should be done shortly. And the upper that I put this on, you guys will not believe it. This is going to be a reach out and moderately touch someone at, a few hundred yards. Nothing crazy. Okay. Nothing like, 1,000-yard gun and up. This is like a few hundred yards gun that can fold up into like a 14-inch bag. What? DLD. Did you just say that you're going to have a gun that can accurately shoot like 3 to 400 yards that you can fold up and put into a 14-inch bag? Yes. Did I tell you that it's squirted out of a robot? What? Are you telling me that you're putting this Gideon Optics LPVO on a 3D squirted, robot squirted, medium range? I can't well, you can't call it long range, right? I honestly hesitate to even call it a medium range gun, but yeah, 1 to 10 is nice. My other LPVO is a 1 to 6. Um, it's going on a package that's going to be like 14 inches folded up. Ah, man, I don't wanna give too much away, but I cannot wait to show you guys. I'll just say this, I did a poll in the back. That's what she said. I did a poll in the past. It's so bad. I did a poll in the past, and I asked you guys, "What should I put this on?" And you guys had given me the answer, so that's the answer that I'm doing. So, let's just say there's nothing more American than what I am putting that on, and I'll let you guys, sit on that for a minute. Okay. Let me see. 30. Well, it takes a 34 millimeter mount, but 34 millimeter is not the size of the whatever. It's like a 20 or 24 millimeter. It's a small little guy, but it's what's this part called? It's um it's called something specific. God, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I'm not hey. Oh, see, y'all know. Y'all know. DLD was on a pole. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a 34 millimeter scope ring, but it doesn't mean um the whole diameter or the obje- objective whatever. Anyway, it's a scope. It's dope. Damn, what is it called? Fucking objective lens something objective lens whatever. It's a scope, so it's an LPVO. Yes, that's the Guardian. Okay, objective is 28. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. 28 millimeter main tube. You're my main tube, baby. Please don't do polls out back on deck. All right, let me get focused real quick. We were having a conversation, and I think it's honestly kind of important. Um, when you get a brand new gun, and I want before we open up this conversation, when you get a brand new gun and you're considering that handgun for your EDC, what is the round count that you put through it? Like, you will not carry it before it goes through X amount of rounds flawlessly. What's your minimum standard? Like, is it 100, 200, 500? Is it 1,000 rounds? Like, what is your, like, I will not carry it unless my code for Gideon is glowies. And if you look in the description, it's in there as well. And you know what? I think I missed this just well. Hey, there it is. Okay. So Marconi Armory just dropped the rifle supply link for the oh, is this the gent? Okay, this is the second generation of his slide. Bro, check it out. It is fire. Hold on, let me see. Is this okay? So this is a better deal if you get it through him. Check the link. Hold on, hold on. Um, hey, bro, that is so fire. Dude, even the name in that joint is fire. Dude, I love the way it looks. Love the way it looks. Ooh, ooh. All right, hold on. Let me go back here. Okay. Dang, 249, bro. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Yo, yeah. For the amount of machining you're putting into that freaking slide, doggy, that's a good deal. And you could paint it whatever you want. Oh, hold on. Is that Cerakoted in raw aluminum? Like, is that the color? Yo, man, I can't pull it up on my, let me see if I can actually 249 in raw stainless. So is it Cerakoted in the color raw aluminum or is it raw stainless? Zero tax. Hey, zero tax. That's what's up. Dang. Hey, that's man, I wish I had money again. That's a good deal. Yeah, so there's a link right there if you guys want to check it out. Support Marconi. He's the peeps. Hey, how about Pro 2A list? You know what? That's interesting that you say that, John. First off, thank you for the super duper chat. Appreciate you. Pro 2A list is a list that's going to be compiled where you'll be able to go to support all the homies and get deals, discounts, discount codes, links, and all sorts of stuff that will save you guys money when you're shopping, but also be able to support the homies that you watch. You could click on a DLD page, a John Crump page, a Flying Rich page, a Eagle Run 2-3 page, a Marine Gun Builder page, or whatever it is. Like every person, if you want to support someone, boom, you go hit all their links. There you go. And there'll be more to come on that as well. Oh, if you show proof of purchase, we'll give you 30% off on a comped barrel. Dang, that's pretty fire. All right, sorry. I'm sorry, I get distracted. Thank you, Crumpy. Thank you, Marconi, and I appreciate all you guys are doing in supporting the fam. Yo, I would love to see a build. I'm looking at my build right now with the first generation of a Marconi slide on it, which it is fire. But I would love to see what a build looks like with that second gen Marconi slide on it, especially with that ported barrel. Oof, that thing probably throws a freaking fireball out of that thing. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. All right, so we're talking about yes, and we're going to talk about that tonight as well. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate you, my guy. Okay, so Kurt24 says, now we're talking about how many rounds, like what is your round count when you are getting a new firearm and you're considering it for EDC, or you're maybe testing it to potentially, carry in the future, or just kind of push the limits on it and see if it's, you know, um, uh, maybe not even good enough for carry or for EDC carry, but just before you go put it back in the safe, right? It may not be your main squeeze, but you just want to, put some rounds through it and see kind of like, all right, what's the baseline, right? It's different for everyone. There is no judgment. So if it's 100 rounds, right? Like last night, Alton was like, "Yo, I'll put 100 rounds through it," and that's that's it, 150 rounds through it. And there's no judgment. I'm just curious, and I want to bring something up that was actually a huge like aha moment for me. Um, okay, I'm sorry, Clint Eastwood says 150 rounds. And, yeah, no, we'll definitely hit that topic too. Lightning McQueen, brother, great to see you. Also with Channel Member, he says the like button is lonely. Thank you, my guy. So Clint Eastwood says he puts 150 rounds through it. Now, does it have to be 150 flawless rounds? Or like what if there's one malfunction? Do you start over or where do you go from there? Kurt 24, my guy, what's up? Did I said what's up to Kurt 24, right? Am I tripping? Kurt 24, one of our favorite mods, the producer of the show, also a channel member. Appreciate you. He says, I do 300 rounds when I change out the trigger to the Johnny Glocks 4311. I have to do it again to test that out. Very, very important. When you change a major component on the firearm, okay, so what a lot of people do is they get a gun, let's say they're gonna use it as the gun on their, pistol belt or their new EDC or whatever. They may, let's say their number is 500 rounds. They're gonna put 500 rounds through it, whatever. Um, they go put 500 rounds through it and they're like, "Okay, it works, it runs, but I didn't really like the trigger. So I'm gonna go change the, trigger shoe, trigger bar, some springs or whatever." And then they, change the parts, rack it, put a mag in it, and put a mag in it, rack it, and then put it in their waistband. But you didn't test it with those conditions, with those components, in that condition with the you know what I'm saying? Like you have to, because you're introducing new parts to a system that you already just tested. You put 500 or whatever how many rounds through it. You need to go put another whatever your number is, 150, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, whatever your round count is, right? But I want to bring up something to you guys, and I'm curious what some of you other guys are going to say. I love stainless too. I have a gang of stainless, aka chrome guns. 150 max. Interesting. Okay. Um, yeah, testing 1, 2, 3. You were gifted a channel membership. Absolutely. Sport Brand was also gifted a membership. Clint Eastwood Civil War, more like Civil Bore. JK, haven't seen it yet. We'll talk about it, I promise. Fluffy Bunny, my brother. Let's see, Blue Curtain Burner. For EDC, test right hand, left hand, both hands, and tighten loose grip. And are you running a particular round count through it before it's like adequate for you? As long as it doesn't F up maybe a couple hundred. Okay. All right, couple hundred. So usually what I'm hearing from most people is about 200, 250. That's kind of like the average, I would say. No reason for me to risk carrying a newbie till there's 500 to 600 rounds through various mags without fail. Good point. Civil War was lame for sure. Don't waste money on it. Yeah, yeah, I did waste money on it, and I I can't wait to tell y'all all about the interesting time that I had watching it. But also we'll talk about the movie too, and I'll give all the spoilers. So, when that time comes, I'll warn you and I'll tell you all the, yeah, I'll let you know before I spoil anything. Let's see, 200 rounds post PWEDC, of course, not cleaning it first. Why would you clean the doo-doo off of it? You need it. It could act as lube. 300 rounds with no issues. Okay. So here's kind of my thoughts on it. So initially, I used to have a 250 round period for all my guns. If I was going to carry it, I would run 250 rounds through it. Now, I realized that that logic was kind of flawed. And hear me out. So now this was like years back. I would run 250 rounds through it. If I bought a new gun, even if it was a factory OEM Glock, I would still get the gun. I would get 5 boxes of ammo, take it to the range, put 250 rounds through it, and I would run usually 115 grain, sometimes 124, but for the most part, 250 rounds of 115 grain full metal jacket through the gun, and my intention would be for zero malfunctions. Now, if a malfunction does occur, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to start over. One, you need to diagnose the malfunction. You need to see what was the malfunction, why did it occur? Was it an ammunition related malfunction? Was it a magazine related malfunction? Was it a firearm or, one of the major components that caused an issue? So you got to kind of look at all that, right? But then I realized, well, shit, if I run 250 rounds of FMJ, 115 grain brass full metal jacket through it, and then I come home and I load it up through a bunch of, with a bunch of like nickel cased Federal HSTs or something like that, well, I don't even know if those will run in it. Now, most OEM Glocks, they're gonna chew on anything you put through it, right? But again, we test everything mechanical because everything mechanical is susceptible to mechanical failures. Period. Doesn't matter. You could literally go buy a knight's armament. You could go buy the best handgun in the world, the best rifle in the world. Doesn't matter. All of them are susceptible potentially to mechanical failures. So, after kind of reevaluating that, and look, I still got guns that I still carry to this day that I had only put 250 rounds through, and I'll pop them in my waistband here and there. But in my mind, before I changed the way I thought about things, I hadn't. I've reevaluated my round count, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, those guns proved themselves to me, right? So like the dagger and some other guns, I just I haven't gone back to put more rounds through it. But here was my thinking on this: if I'm not putting the exact jacketed hollow points that I'm going to be running, carrying in the gun that I'll potentially run if I ever need to, God forbid, save my life or preserve the life of my, family, the innocent life of my daughter or whatever, right? Um, the last thing I want to do is not know if my gun that I'm carrying is going to feed the ammunition that I'm carrying. So I kind of reevaluated this and I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bump it up. Now I bumped it up because I happen to be in a place right now where I've stacked up ammo for years. And I mean like years and years and years and years and years. I am not trying to flex at all. I'm just saying it just so happens I'm in this position. I've not always been in this position, okay? I've spent more time not in this position than I have in this position, but, anyway, Fire Otter says 100 rounds through 4 different mags. Okay, interesting. Um, and at least 3 EDC mags. Hold on. Yes, mini rounds and a couple brands of ammo. Okay, 200 rounds. Da, da, da. I'll always run at least 50 rounds of my carry ammo. That's I would say, in my opinion, 50 rounds should be a minimum standard for your EDC ammo. Is the gun that you run. So if you run, let's say a Glock 45 Gen 5 ish, 19X ish kind of gun, all right? If you run 2 mags and the one in the pipe, how many rounds is that? That's 35 rounds. That's more than 1 box of 25, and that's less than, 2 boxes, which would be 50, but that's nearly 2 boxes of ammo, of 25 round. Some come in 50 round boxes, but you know what I'm saying? That's nearly 50 rounds with just 2 mags. If you needed to save your life or the life of your family or stop an active shooter or whatever, right? And we don't need to get into the whole moral side of this of, is it our responsibility to stop an act? Whatever. If you can live with that, then you do you, boo. So, in my opinion, it's important to do at least 50 rounds because if you run dry on that ammo, you're you're looking at nearly a full box of 50 rounds anyway, right? So I say all this to land here. I've been having a lot of conversations with Dust from the Tactical Turkeys and some of those guys on this topic. So I wanted to bring it up to you guys because I think it's important because I had this big, like, aha moment when I reevaluated my ammo count and I said, you know what? Instead of just running 250 rounds of range ammo and, maybe a mag here and there of defensive ammo, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run 400 rounds of FMJ, so 400 rounds of FMJ, usually 115 grain brass full metal jacket. That's usually mostly what I've stocked up on. Sometimes I may throw in like, all right, a box or two of 124 grain too, but for the most part, to keep it consistent, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, take, you know, 400 rounds of Blazer brass 115 grain full metal jacket. All right, and 400 rounds of FMJ, and then 1 to 200 rounds of my carry ammo. Now, the reason I say that is because for the most part, I'm carrying, excuse me, for the most part, I'm carrying Federal HSTs 124 grain. I also carry 115 grain BPLEs, which are the plus P plus 115 grain, super spicy. They're like, honestly, like they're right on the ankles of 357 Magnum. They are hot, hot ammo, especially out of longer barrels. But, whatever I'm gonna run in that gun, it will be, like, my number one thing. But I also have some, 9 BPs, which are the same thing as the 9 BPLE, which is a plus P plus, but it's just a standard pressure variant of the 115 grain, same projectile, different loading, right? So then I'm like, okay, so I may, run some of that. Let's say I'll do 100 rounds of Federal HSTs, 124 grain, 50 rounds of 147 grain HSTs, and 50 rounds of 9 millimeter BPLE, because you can't really get that shit too often. But whatever, I'm just giving an example, right? One or two, maybe even a third kind of jacketed hollow points that I would likely carry with it as well. And then in addition to that, I'll run the 400 rounds of FMJ through it first, and then let's call it 200 rounds of jacketed hollow points, 1 to 200. But I want you guys to remember where this all started. Remember when I got the Shadow Systems X um, um, XR920C? Sorry, the designations are very different than 17, 19, 34. Okay. Um, even though I get 100 rounds, I also want to be able to hit targets comfortably. Yeah, accuracy and repeatability, consistency with the firearm of your choice is extremely important. And I know a lot of dudes that have gone to like a 365 or a super small frame firearm that do not shoot very well with it at all. And I'm like, yo, if you came up against a dude with an AR and body armor, are you gonna be all right? Like, like, think about it. Like, I'm not saying that you need to go seek out the fight and, seek justice for the day. I'm just saying that, like, make sure that whatever firearm you choose to carry, that you can fight with it, for real fight. Like, yeah. Anyway, so 400 rounds and another 1 to 200 of jacketed hollow points. So let's just say this. I was thinking I'll just put, 600 rounds through the ow, sorry, I had to crack my knee. Ooh, girl. I'll just put 600 rounds through the Shadow Systems XR920C, right? Then I was like, you know what? In thinking about this, my whole idea around the Shadow Systems XR920C, I said, you know what? Um, Glocks are around 500 bucks. Yes, some are $700 Gen 5 MOSs, and some are $350 Gen 2s, and whatever. An average Glock costs about 500 bucks. Okay. They can be had for less for sure. But if an average Glock is 500 bucks and a Shadow Systems is on average about 1,000 bucks, is it worth it? Is it worth the difference? What is so different about a Shadow Systems? So when I got that gun, I said, you know what? I'm going to see what's different about it. I know with certainty if I go buy an OEM Glock off the shelf for about 500 bucks and I took it to the range and without cleaning it, without lubricating it, without maintaining it in any way, without changing any parts, doing anything at all, I know with certainty that I can run at least 5 to 7,000 rounds through it. No, nothing, no maintenance at all whatsoever. Okay. Unless something tragic or catastrophic happens, for the most part, you can hit 5 to 7,000 rounds, no problem. What's up, Warsaw? Thank you. You too, bro. I usually run about 50 to 60 rounds before EDC anything. Okay. See, isn't this interesting how much variance there is between, yeah, and the G9 stuff. The G9 stuff, in my opinion, is even more important to test because those projectiles are very, very uniquely shaped. And some of the Lehigh Defense and some of the rounds out there are definitely more unique and kind of could be finicky in some guns. So you definitely got to test, what you're carrying for sure. And there are some guns that I've run a bunch of that stuff through, and I only carry those in those guns because I don't want to get shot in the face, when my gun goes down, if my gun goes down. So I say all this to bring us back here. I said, okay, if I know that I can put 5 to 7,000 rounds through an OEM Glock with no cleaning, no maintenance, no oiling, no nothing at all, every single time, all day, of course, there can be mechanical failures, but for the most part, all day, them shits are going to run. Then a Shadow Systems, which is basically a Glock clone, let's be honest, that are usually about $1,000, 899 to 1099. Okay. Would this two things. One, um, could this beat a Glock in reliability? Now, I have a tough time even saying that. Is there even potential that this gun could even possibly beat a Glock in reliability and consistency and not breaking parts before the OEM Glock? And I don't necessarily think that's true, but we'll see. And two, is the $400 to $500 price difference worth it? Is it worth it to go buy a Shadow Systems that's 899 to 1099 and no one bought this for me, no one sent it to the channel, no one nothing. This is my shit. I bought it with my money. All that ammo I bought with my money. Oh, it's not over there. It's not over there. It's somewhere else. It's another room. Um, all of it I bought with my money. This is just so y'all know, like no one's sending me anything here. Okay. This is all my shit. Okay. But I would much rather be able to do something that you guys, even though it's a small sample size, that you guys can look and maybe make an educated decision and say, okay, you know what? Because of whatever reason, the grip, the angle, the feel of the gun, the how light it is, how whatever, I'm going to choose to spend extra money on a Shadow Systems because I know because of what because of what Dark did with the Glock or with the Shadow Systems, I know that it's much more likely to be able to achieve X, Y, and Z, whatever your standards are. And or maybe you'll say, you know what? I'm just going to go get a Glock for $500 and know that I could at least do this, if not more. So I said, I would rather do that and put the money out. Now I got the gun for $499, which is a crazy stupid deal. So I didn't even spend $899 to $1099 on it. And honestly, I probably wouldn't. But if I could potentially help you guys save some money or make more of an informed decision by doing that, by buying the gun, by taking the gun to the range like 5 times just to hit now I'm at 1,080 rounds with it, then I'm gonna do that to potentially help you guys or other viewers make more of a, um, you know, an informed decision, if you would. So, when I got it, I said, "Okay, being twice as expensive as a Glock, is it worth it? The only way I'm gonna be able to know if it's truly worth it is if I really, really put it through the ringer. So what would be putting it through the ringer? Should I just put 1,000 rounds through it? No. Should I do whatever? I said, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to take the gun. I'm not going to clean it. I'm not going to lubricate it. I'm not going to oil it. I'm not going to maintain it at all in any way, and I'm going to run it to failure. I'm going to run it and I'm going to continue shooting that gun until it stops working. Now, if it keeps running and doesn't stop working, I figured that I would get to 5 to 7,000 rounds and it would still be working. And at that point, I'll say, you know what? Okay, it hit 5 to 7,000 rounds. I don't think we can kill it, right? Now, at this point, at 1,080 rounds, the beautiful FDE finish is completely splashed with like dark carbon. And I'm actually surprised at how dirty it is for being an unsuppressed gun, but it is what it is. But the whole reason I'm bringing this up is because of this. I'm in love with the Shadow Systems MR920P. I just have a hard time with the $1,100 price tag. Okay, straight up. Um, Hang on. In my opinion, you are better with a tuned up factory Glock that has had Shogun or other good affiliates upgrades. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I agree. OEM and Shogun, yeah. Or even if you have an OEM frame with a Marconi slide, or any honestly, a straight up OEM Glock is a winner every time, and just do very little to it. Right? We always calls not in most cases, dudes that are doing silly shit to their Glocks cause their own malfunctions. They cause a lot of their own issues. But here's what I learned. So first I was like 250 rounds as a normal break-in period. That's reasonable. 250 rounds. I trust it. I carry it, whatever, right? Okay. Then I said, "You know what? That's not enough. So I'm going to do 400 rounds, and then another 200 rounds, 400 rounds of FMJ, and then another 200 rounds of jacketed hollow points." But I want you guys to remember something, okay? Sorry, I need nicotine. So remember this. Usually, in my opinion, if you have a gun, factory gun, you've done nothing to it, you've made no changes, you've made no upgrades, you haven't cleaned it, oiled it, maintained it, nothing at all, and you put 600 rounds through it, tell me in chat, do you think once you put 600 rounds through a gun flawlessly, zero malfunctions, that you would trust it and you would put it in your waistband and you would carry it, no question? I mean, I would say yes, because that's what I've been doing. Blade Boy, what's up, brother? Honestly, that's what I've been doing. I've been, putting 250 rounds through guns and carrying them. I've been putting, 400 rounds of FMJ, and then 100 rounds of jacket of hollow points and running them, right? But putting 600 rounds through it, tell me, would you guys be comfortable putting 600 rounds through it, getting a flawless, flawless victory? I would feel comfortable putting that in my waistband, and I figure you guys would too, right? So yes, he says, "For show." Sent you an email, Dark. Okay, I'll check it. Yes, yes. Okay, so, I wish I could shoganize the Glock right now. Yo, you and me both, brother. I'm waiting. I would, yes. Okay, so most of us would test it, right? Countless rounds, several handguns. Hell yeah. 100%. Now here's the crazy thing. Now this is a very rare, bizarre thing that happened. But in any situation, if someone called me right now and they were like, "Yo, Dark, I got this gun. I bought it, took it directly to the range, didn't do anything to it or with it, and then I put 600 rounds through it, didn't clean it, oil it, maintain it, do anything at all. It ran flawlessly. Should I trust this gun to carry?" I would say 600 rounds, zero malfunctions, no problem at all. Absolutely, carry that shit, right? Now, what if that person went and got murked? Because guess what happened? When I hit round number 648 on this Shadow Systems, remember what happened, y'all? I told you guys about it. When I was shooting, boom, 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 boom. When I hit round number 648, it was like someone threw the e brake on, and it was like, and I was like, what the hell? And it ran, right? But it was just like, it was something was off. Fired it again, and it was, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" Fired it again, round number 650. It goes off, it works, slide locks back, but I'm racking it, and it's just like that thing would have failed because there was a burr that I did not see, and I did not anticipate this happening at all. You can't anticipate this happening. I was looking directly at the rails, the night before that I went to the range, because I popped it off. I opened it up. I looked at it. Everything was fine. I looked at all four rails. I looked at the locking block. I looked at the frame. I looked at all that. No problem at all, right? Well, there was a burr somewhere, and the burr, I think, after looking at it, embedded itself in it opened up and ground down to the raw metal in the slide, uh, whatchamacallit, the slide rails, right? That slide on the, well, rails, and, it totally, like, It kinda polished it out, right? But it totally ate up all the finish, and it ate it down to the raw metal, and that thing was dragging, bro. Like, I don't know if I continued shooting it then, just because I hit 650 at that point. I had stopped and could tell something was wrong. Now, I didn't clean it, didn't oil it, didn't maintain it at all. I just came back home. I opened it up. I took a closer look at it and I was like, what the hell is going on? If you guys remember that night that I did a live stream, I hadn't even opened it up to look at it yet, but I obviously knew something was wrong. I thought I got a lemon or something went horribly wrong or whatever, but it ended up being that it was just a burr, and I was able to, rack it, a bunch of times, and it ended up coming out. I didn't brush it, clean it, oil it, maintain it, nothing at all. Once the burr was out, I put it back on, and I've continued shooting it since then, and I hit 1080 rounds. It's currently at 1080 rounds. I personally currently recommend Shadow Systems. It's been great. And for me, even though it may seem really strange because the Shadow Systems grip, the frame of it is very OEM like, but I shoot it more accurately than a regular OEM Glock. It may be so they use a Gen 4 trigger housing in it. And because of Gen 4, instead of being like a V, it's like a sharp point because it's set up like that, it's a little bit tighter and more narrow on the back of the grip, and the distance from the web of your hand to the trigger is shorter. So maybe because of that, and because of the grip angle, and because it's a little bit more narrow, I just have a little bit better luck with it. But um, if I stopped at 600 rounds, loaded that bad boy up, and went out and carried it and whatever, I could have run into a serious problem if there was a mechanical failure that I couldn't see, right? Or I couldn't predict was going to happen. And we all know that you could hit 5,000 rounds and have something fail mechanically, right? Is 1,000 rounds the new minimum standard? Is 1,000 rounds a crazy amount of ammo? And in my opinion, going from 250 to 5 to 600 isn't a crazy amount of ammo, right? But if I stopped at 600, I could have run into a serious issue if I was Shadow Systems goes burr. Yeah, luckily it wasn't that kind of burr that made it go burr, you know what I'm saying? Um, but like it I don't know. I could have ended up in a serious situation if my gun stopped working out in the field or it, started choking and wasn't, reliably feeding or whatever the issue could have been, right? Because any of those mechanical issues could happen and you could have no idea that they're going to happen, which of course they could happen at any time. But for me, in my opinion, and I was talking to Dust about this, he said he's gonna call it the Turkey 1K. Turkey 1K is putting 1,000 rounds through, your handgun or your whatever firearm, to make sure that it can run, and I personally would feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that if whatever gun I'm choosing to carry has run 1,000 rounds with no issues, and maybe there's like some type of reasonable failure rate, like 1% or 0.1% or, but honestly, I just think you have to use your best judgment if you do experience a malfunction because you have to honestly and objectively look at it and say, okay, did this malfunction occur because of ammunition? Did it occur because of the magazine? Did it occur because of conditions? Did it occur because of the gun or a damaged part, or something like that? Mr. Fromage, what's up, brother? Been a while, DLD After Dark. Life currently has me by the nuts. Bro, I feel you. And I felt that before. And I'm feeling it right now. And sometimes what you need to do is just say, fuck it and smile. Because we'll get back to this in a second. Um, so my grandmother, she passed away a while back. My grandmother, we would always be like having conversations about stuff, and I'd be like, aren't you worried? And she'd be like, why? Would that help? Would it help to worry? And I'm like, "Oh, this happened, like, aren't you worried that something else is gonna happen?" And she's like, "No, why would I worry?" Anyway, she sat me down when I was younger before she passed away, and she said, um, "Little DLD, if there's anything in your life that you do not personally have direct control over, there is absolutely no reason to ever worry, because God's got you. The Lord will provide always." So if you're in a situation, like you said, where life has you by the nuts, I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope you're okay. And I wish you and all of you guys the best. And I think, honestly, I think we're all going through a really difficult time right now. I think this has been one of the most difficult 3 to 4 years that we've experienced in a long time. DJ Play Nice, brother. Appreciate you coming and hanging out, man. Thank you. Um, DLD was just a little DLD. Yeah. Um, I think it's important to realize that if we don't personally have direct control over something or all things that are bothering us, then it is giving you freedom to not worry about that anymore. It is giving you freedom. You are freed from having to worry about that. What's up, Night Strike? You are now free from having to have any worry or concern about any of that. Okay. Now, here's the other beautiful thing. If you're honest with yourself and you do sit back and you realize, maybe I do have direct control over some of these things, right? Um, if you can truly look at yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, okay, I need to hold myself accountable and hold myself to particular standards in life, and I do have control over these things, or I could act differently or react differently over these things, which would have a different impact over here or make a different impact over here. Then just reevaluate. But just remember, fuck it, don't worry, smile, enjoy life, and only focus on what you have direct, immediate control over. Because nothing else, you cannot do anything about the shit that you literally have. Like, you can't control it, right? We can't control all the things that are going on in our lives right now. We can't control our country right now. Well, there's one way we can get control over it. But anyway, um, M. Gabriel, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Um, anyway, I just say all that to say that, I know when we do this, when we jump on and we do streams together, I never know where you guys are at in your life and what particular things may be going on at the moment that we're coming in on the stream, right? But like, bro, all of us are going through extremely difficult things at times. We never know what each other is going through, right? And over the last 3, 4 years, man, we've been going through it, dude. It's hard. Life is harder now more than it has literally ever been. Okay. I've lived for nearly 4 decades, and the last 4 years of my life has been the most difficult thing I've ever experienced. And remember, you're talking about somebody that was a heroin addict, that has overcome an opiate addiction, an intravenous opiate addiction, someone that was a drug dealer, that got out of the streets, that got out of the drug dealing game, somebody that did other stuff too. Like, I have overcome some extremely challenging, some adversities in my life that's brought me to this other side where I've become in my life. I've, been a son, a brother, a husband, a father, and an uncle, and all these things that have brought me to this point right here where I am right now, talking to you right now about these things. Isn't this crazy how it works? And I just so happen to have a tattoo right here that says, "The Lord will provide." The Lord will always provide anything and everything, even though it may not be what you think you need. The Lord will always provide what you need. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe one or two of those words was something that you needed to hear. I don't know. Um, maybe not. DLD After Dark, honestly, it feels like it's been going downhill since 2018. Yeah, it seemed like it was trending in that direction. Yeah. But I feel like life was still kind of easier then. But it's different. It's all perspective. Because a lot of times people say like, bro, 2018, 2019, 2020 was dope until everything fell apart in 2020, and then life was like terrible over that, bro. You know how many people like I lost in 2018 and 2019, like all the shite that like me and family and people went through. Like for someone else, 2018, 2019 were like the the best years of their life. And for me, I buried 6 of my friends, right? Like we never know what the perspective is for somebody else. Baptized in fire, my guy, he says your grandmother was wise. Thank you. I was and am grateful to have had her in my life. Um let's see. Let me go back here. Okay, Mr. Fromage himself. Sport brand. I'm still blessed and count my blessings every day. It's the mental that's got me twisted. I'm hanging in there, but pressure is high. Bro, I feel you. Can you guys tell Jonah with Big Mac Defense to not call me during every live stream that I do? That'd be dope. But we're here for you, bro. Gotten through difficult, challenges just, with stuff up here too. So, I feel you, man. If there's ever anything that any of us can do for you, my guy, holler at me. Seriously, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, leave a comment, something, whatever. But yeah, I got you, my guy. I wish the best for you and for all of y'all, for real, because shit's not easy right now. It's tough, and just making it is getting exceptionally challenging. Man, it always turns into like life session with DLD. Um, anyway, I hope this made sense to you guys about if you're choosing a handgun for self-defense, then whatever you choose for your round count may be reevaluated, because you never know what other challenges are going to kick in around 500 rounds, around 600 rounds, 700, 800 rounds, 1,000 rounds. So just kind of think about that, because you know things things could start showing up around that time. And if I didn't have that $1,000 Glock, aka the Shadow Systems XR920C, run into this little bit of a mechanical issue at 648 rounds, I never would have second guessed a gun that that hit 600 rounds. I would have been, bro, you hit 600 rounds flawlessly, you're good for me, you know. Let's see. So JC9 wants me to call Flying Rich on chat. I think I can actually plug it into my mixer, but no. Apparently people are asking for me to call you on a live stream. So you are on a live stream right now.
Oh, okay.
You want to say?
I'm listening to you. I was messing around with some tech stuff here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
We have Z, Damian Christ, Blade Boy, CNT, Lightning McQueen, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. We got Night Strike.
Yes. I mean, you're just complaining about Big Mac Defense calling you. Why are you calling me?
Because somebody asked me to call you. If somebody asked me to call Big Mac Defense, I would have called him too.
Well, if they asked to look in your refrigerator, would you show them the inside of your refrigerator?
Probably. Should I not?
I mean, I have.
Is it that bad?
Not your. Well, I mean, all right. There is some old stuff in your refrigerator.
There is some old stuff in the refrigerator, yeah.
There's probably some crap in the refrigerator I left there a couple months ago.
Oh no, all that's been thrown out for a long time. because I don't want to eat it. So
gutter cheese. No gutter cheese. No.
Not yet. He's getting there. He's got everything or almost everything.
I actually, I gotta do the 8-hour round trip to Safety Harbor Firearms, and I just, I'm definitely not getting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to be there at 8 a.m. when they open to pick up the ish. I got a couple of things there to come back.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm just not doing that. Screw that. I might just get my medical, rent a plane, and fly there. Screw it. Go baller.
You should, man. You should. I've been telling you to, get a $100 cheeseburger, or well, a $400 cheeseburger with me for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, instead of driving for 8 walking hours, it'd be worth a couple $100 just to rent the plane and go.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yep. He's just rich. Yeah. All right, I just want to call and say what's up because JC9 asked for it. So cool. All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
you're going good solo. You're going.
Yeah, I like the solos. It allows me to speak to the people,
So, what stupid things that we said inappropriately can we share today? On our how long we're on the phone for?
On our personal phone calls? Oh God, I don't think we can talk about anything from our personal phone calls today. Oh, and yes, Rich has a giveaway too. If you go to if you go to dldhardware.com and I'm just kidding. If you go to Flying Rich's website, which is flyingrich.com, I accidentally said the account, whatever. If you go to flyingrich.com, then you'll be able to enter in for the giveaway. He is giving away a 250,000, or no, I'm sorry, a $250 carbon fiber Sunway photo tripod that he currently has like a 14-pound 50 BMG in. It's actually a really dope setup.
It's not that same one, but dude, all right. So that's like the bigger, beefier model that I got the 50 on. That's behind me in every video I do.
Hold on. Goombeam, is it near the basement that we were talking about today? Please don't tell me it's near the basement we were talking about.
You know.
Dude.
Oh, isn't it Fort Lauderdale? Is Goonbeam saying the Kalashnikov USA is like in a few blocks from his house?
I don't know. Well, that's not directly where he lives, but he is in Florida.
All right. Can we ask Goonbeam? Can I come over to your house, hang out, and drink some beers with you?
No, you're not allowed to. Literally, no one in the community has seen Goonbeam ever.
We don't even know his name.
No, we don't know his name. I don't want to know his name. When we were talking about it today, I was like, I'm getting off the phone. I don't want to. I don't even want to hear it. Thank you guys for posting Flying Rich's website. Yeah. All right, let me jump. I don't want to hold up my hand anymore. All right. Bye. I also want to show some love. You guys, let me bring it back here. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That's great. $20 Big Macs in LA. Is that what they're going for nowadays? That is insanity, bro. I wanted to show some love. The For whoever's out there that knows, if you're a coffee person and you drink coffee in the morning, Rich Beechcraft Bonanza. Begging Rich. Oh, dang. He's gonna comment on that one. Anyway, if you guys are coffee drinkers and you want to support gun builders and the 2A movement, then man, Eagle Run 23 has done an excellent job making this little dope like boutique coffee company where you can get beans, you can get ground coffee, and he's got several different kinds that I personally like the French roast, but there's like a Texas pecan blend too. These dudes are literally I love coffee. Big Mac now takes an hour to make. Yeah, for real. Um uh Dang, look at you, Kurt. You knew exactly where I was going. I want to show some love, man. Um, this is I for a while I kind of got away from drinking coffee, but Texas Parks Outlet is Eagle Run 23's company. And if you want to support the homie that is literally like roasting beans in Texas and sending them out within like 3 days of like literally, they were in my mug being drinking, drinking. I was drinking them within like 3 days of them being roasted, and it was like, whoa! Like everything is like the smell of it, the taste, the everything. It was just like heightened. It was like super good. It's kind of like like when you're tripping balls, you know. Anyway, so it's super good. If you guys want to support the homies that are, just a bunch of gun builders, yeah, dude, the pecan roast is incredible stuff. That's more of a medium blend, but yeah, Texas for the win for sure. So hit up Texas Parks Outlet for their coffee, and you'll be supporting Eagle Run 23. And if you use code DARK, you'll also be supporting the homie as well. A few people have actually purchased it, and we gave away one bag of it as well. Every single person who has tried it has been like, yo, this is ball mass coffee. So enjoy that. Eagle Run needs to make a rich roasted coffee blend. He should. I definitely want a dark blend, like a DLD, like dark. Oh, maybe DLD after dark blend, right? No, maybe I don't know. Y'all are way more creative than we are, so you guys come up with a cool DLD name, and maybe we'll just call it PWEDC or Mud Butt. We need to call it Mud Butt. That's what we need to do. Yeah, see, rich dark blend is cool, but like I don't think it's got that like oomph, you know? It's cool, but Kopi Luwak is poop coffee. Is that are you serious? Is that what it is? We just need to call it mud butt. Dark grinder with rich blend. Maybe we should call it dark grinder profile. I don't know. It's got glowy blend. Ayo. Oh, that's super premium. Ooh, strike blend. That'd be cool. Is this real? Kopo Luwak is poop coffee? So what's poop coffee? What even is? Ooh, chicken bone syringe blend. That may be the winner. Although I kind of like mud butt because coffee makes you poop. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Hold on. What are you? Yeah, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know because if it's in the spirit of uh luau, what is it? What's the Hawaii thing? The spirit of aloha or whatever. Like, yeah, no, we don't. Dark and nutty. Ed Zachary, brother, great to see you. Jenna dark deck blend, or just maybe deck blend, rich deck blend, rich decadent, rich and decadent. I don't know. We could come up with something for sure. I think both HR and marketing may take issue with mud butt blend. Well, considering HR and marketing are Eagle Run, I think we could get away with it. Just saying. Hold on, poop coffee is super expensive. Why is poop coffee super expensive? Uh, Kopi Luwak equals how do you pronounce that again? Whatever. Coffee, basically wildcat poop coffee. They eat the beans and poop it out, and they make coffee from. Yo, are you serious? Tell me you are kidding. Once digested coffee? Is this shit serious? No pun intended. After dark blend. That's a good one. Y'all are for real. You guys are dead ass. DLD after dark roast. I do like that. It's simple. Gets people going. Cats poop the beans. Wow, this is for real. CV, how do you pronounce it again? How do you type it how you say it? I'm not good with words. CV poop coffee. The deck blend. Builder brew. Hey, I like that. First time quality cup. Mud butt for the win. Drew knows. Drew knows. It's not really a cat, but close. Okay. The coffee beans are harvested from animal. Yo, are you serious? From animal excrement that have eaten the coffee fruit. Yo, that is terrible. 'Cause they need hold on, what? 'Cause they need to, like, feed the beans to the little rats and harvest the shit beans? Dude, this cannot be real, this is crazy. Dark and rich sword cross blend. Yuck. If y'all's roast available, it's hard to him, I'm at a bar. If y'all's roast available, it's hard to him, I'm at a bar. I don't get it. That may be a really, really creative joke that I just cannot follow. Dude, how do all y'all know about this, but I don't? Dead ass. Goonbeam is dead ass. He don't play. Dead ass. More dead assness. Super serious, Dark. And clean the beans. Well, thank goodness they cleaned the beans. Oh, look who just went live. Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Like Honda Civet. Civet. Single feminists invented the cat poop coffee. Of course they did. Of course they did. Has DLD never seen The Bucket List? I think when I was like 12, I don't know, it's forever ago. Her, not him. That's a real thing. Yeah, it's actually not bad. Oh, come on, bro, for real? After Dark blend implies the oh yuck. Yeah, we're not doing that. The rich no crash blend. So the cat eats nuts. It's a nutty blend. Yes. I don't drink no, I will not. I refuse to. What if they don't tell you? Can they snore no more? Prison. Ooh, yuck. A special cat eats a coffee. Okay, yep. I heard that. Yep. It has a shitty aftertaste. Dude, I had no idea that was a real thing. Um oh, oh, dark and rich, 1 cup blend. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks for putting all those images in when I know y'all remember where you were at when you saw 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and you're, like, just sitting there confused, like, "This is disgusting. Why do I have a boner?" And I know, there's poop everywhere. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It's just like the mesquite beans. Okay, yeah, we can't talk about this anymore. This is insane. Alright, now let's go here's and it's expensive. Okay, is this a joke? And it's expensive ass coffee. Is this expensive ass coffee or expensive, comma, ass coffee? I guess both, kinda. I wonder if the cats get the shakes. Oh, dude, I had no idea this was for real. Yes, this is true. There are lots of things that I don't know that are real. This is true. Why is it every time I get a DVI at the end of the night, everything I have to work on is hotter than Satan's taint after Taco Tuesday? Bean counters, both, yes. Okay, so, I did wanna touch on the Civil War movie. Um, if you've not seen the Civil War movie and you are so desperate to see it in person that you don't wanna hear anything about it and you don't wanna hear my perspective of it, I'm not gonna do, like, a crazy deep dive, but I'm gonna give some stuff away in the movie, okay? So, if you hate this live stream and you just love seeing movies, then you should leave and not watch the rest of this and go watch the movie. Um, please hit the like button on your way out. And guys, if you're here and you've not liked the video, if you feel that I've earned it, I've at least been talking for this long, okay? So just talking for this long alone, an hour and 43 and a half minutes. Come on, y'all, show some love, hit the likey. Um, like $200 a pound expensive coffee. So hold on. So butt coffee is 200 bucks a pound. When did we get to a point in our world where rectum coffee was $200 a pound? That is insane. Absolute insanity. 100 a kilo would be 50 a pound. Yeah, a kilo is 2.2 pounds, 1,000 grams. It's a love movie. I bet it is. It's a love movie. It's a dumb movie. Both accurate. Okay. So Now that we've given the 4 people that care more about the movie than they do this live stream, it's okay. I'm not jealous. We're gonna talk about the Civil War movie. Okay. Now, first off, I want you guys to understand some things. The people that produced this film, there are ties to them and very, very powerful people. Okay. So you have to ask yourself, people that had previously been in very, very prestigious positions and people that are likely still in some very prestigious positions behind closed doors, why would they ever want to shove propaganda down our throat about a country that has become so divided, actually divided in more than two ways, a country that's become so divided that they would actually go to war, that they would literally take each other to war and kill each other in the streets on sight? Well, you guys can only answer that yourselves if you do some digging into it, okay? Um, and amazingly, that brand chock full of nuts isn't made of the poo coffee. Oh man, you guys are great. Dang, talking that long. Drink a drink of water or something. I got my salsa, my salsa. Um, I just finished the other one. I'll crack this bad boy. Regardless of what you gentlemen are drinking, do me a favor, take a moment and cheers for yourself. Look up, look around you. People are going to stare at you. Just cheers into the air. Give a little sip. Uh, pour some out for your homies if need be. Sometimes it's good to break bread with your homies. Sometimes it's good to pour one out with the homies. So let's see. Civil War is started by people without guns against people with guns. That's the insanity. So this is Taco Syndicate. What's up, brother? Good to see you. This is the interesting thing. Actually, you missed an hour and 46 minutes of me talking about how many bullets do you need to run through your gun before it's EDC qualified. I mean, it was more than that, but here we go. Now we're talking about the Civil War movie. If anyone is in here, um, then if you don't want to get any spoilers, then you should leave. Okay. Um, Here's the deal. I'm not going to go crazy and give like all the movie away, okay? But anything that I talk about is likely gonna, you know, give away some stuff. So, I was trying to keep it away from the mic. Sorry. So, Joner, it's a dark stream. It's a solo stream. I'm knocking it out. I wouldn't even let Rich come in, just for the, just to make you feel okay about it. Excuse me. Goodness. Yo, this seltzer is no joke, right? Sorry. Um, all right. So here's my soul is dark. Okay, so here's the deal. So I came into this movie knowing that it was likely going to be filled with propaganda, and because I believe that their desire is to push certain people that think certain ways to, provoke violence. Um, the things that you do, you go after their money, you go after their way of living, you go after their kids, you go after their beliefs, you go after their guns, the way that they protect themselves, and all those things. Sooner or later, you're going to get people that respond violently. And actually, I think a lot of these mass tragic events that occur, I think a lot of them are people that are just fed up and don't know where to put their anger towards the system, so they take it out on strangers because they just can't handle anything, life, the world, whatever. Um, yeah. Anyway, most of them are terribly, terribly sick. But I'm just saying that we've been in a free butt coffee. We've been in a really tragic place over the last 4 years. So it's almost strategic that they would put out a movie like this. Okay. So I knew going into this that it was likely going to be some form of, not some form, that the entire thing was propaganda. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, when I came into the movie and it starts when like the Civil War is already like it's happened. Okay. The president is already in their third term. And I was a little unhappy with the perspective of which the movie is shown. They're basically showcasing a movie through the eyes of the journalists, okay? Now, I was thinking that it would be like this riveting action movie that was gonna be, you know, made to divide these people with these certain ideals and beliefs, and it wasn't exactly like that. Um, but they do throw some things in there that are some undertones that are interesting, and they do also. I think they're leaving a lot to be assumed because they want people that already think a certain way to assume that things happened because of the way the real world is right now, that those things divided these people in the way that they think, and they ended up taking up arms, right? So for anyone that comes in there and watches the movie, if somebody comes in there and, they are on, more on the right or whatever, or, they're automatically gonna think, "Well, the right and the left went at it and boom, this happened." Or somebody comes in that, thinks more on the left or whatever, they're gonna come in and be like, "Okay, clearly the right did this and the left reacted this way." And from their skewed perspective, they're gonna think X, Y, and Z. But so they didn't touch on anything about why exactly the Civil War started to occur. However, they did say, like I said, that the president was in his third term. So we can assume that there's some level of tyranny taking place. Okay. They also said that the president was committing murder via airstrikes on US soil. There were also some other things like there hadn't been journalists that had interviewed him for like over a year or something like that. And that there was just like some all of a sudden where the president was just untouchable, right? Unreachable. The plebes couldn't reach him, and the plebes couldn't ever get close enough for an interview or something like that. And it was interesting because we're thinking from this place that we're in now, because a lot of people that think like we do, we believe in most cases that like we are in a place where the world is so unstable, where we could potentially end up in a kinetic event, whether that's with somebody foreign or domestic, we don't know. I personally think that if we end up in an event, it'll likely be with people that look like us, talk like us, act like us. I think it would be us. I'm just being honest. Okay. So anyway, so it starts out and you're seeing through the eyes of the journalists, and it's Kirsten Dunst, which such a shame. There was a time when she was very attractive. That time has come and passed. So she's no longer fun to look at. So enjoy that in the movie. And one of the first scenes is, and I think this is really interesting. One of the first scenes is them in New York, and they're sitting here going through this like demonstration, a protest, and whatever. Actually, I didn't realize this until later, but there was a water truck in the background, and I think that people were actually trying to. Bob Masava, what's up, bro? I think the people were actually trying to get water, which I couldn't grasp that at the time. Now, pause for a second. One of the reasons that I was having a difficult time following some of the more finite details is kind of interesting. First off, when you go see a movie and you could just sit down and lay back and watch it and you enjoy it, that was not one of these times. When you go and you watch an IMAX and it's this huge thing and it's like massive, and that was not one of these times. I had accidentally selected tickets in the 4D theater, which means I was basically in a race car seat that was moving like this the whole time. And like when you're in a car, it's like you're in a car and you're going over all the bumps, and then there's mist, like literal. So picture this. In some ways, it's kind of creepy. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. Um, Same exact thoughts I had about Kirsten Dunst. Isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame? I always thought that just by the way that she looks, her hair, skin, and nails, that she has a weird vagina. I'm just saying. Anyway, I have a knack for like uh pre like Guessing by the way a woman looks, her bone structure, her hair, skin, and nails, I could tell you what her pussy looks like. I'm just saying it's kind of weird. Anyway, moving along. I got a high body count. I don't know why I went there. Nicotine time. I mean, to me, it's high, but yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but it's literally shaking the entire time. When they get in a car and the car door slams, you feel a vibration on the left side. Hey, Kurt 24, member for 25 months. Kurt 24 for 25. Finally get to post this. The strike happened right when I was posting this last stream. Dang. I'm sorry, brother, and thank you. You have been It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve with you, sir. No, but all jokes aside, I appreciate you. C man, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Anthony Smith, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Everyone just now coming in. Appreciate you guys. So it's weird, like I said, like when in the movie when they're getting in a truck and they close the like left side door, you feel like like a vibration on your left side, and then they start the car and the seats like shake a little bit, and then they start driving and you feel all the bumps as the bumps are happening in the movie, and it's kind of crazy. And so picture this: there's a scene where this helicopter is in like this wet, swampy, smoggy area and it's flying by and the seats are like rocking and vibrating and you're turning with the turn of the helicopter and they turn on these huge high velocity air remover fans with water mist, and as it's coming into the swamp this like mist hits your face and then the wind is blowing in your face and your hair and all that stuff is blowing around and the seats vibrating. It's for a minute, like I had to kind of collect myself, like, okay, I know there's gunshots going off, and I know that shit's crazy right now, and I'm surrounded by people, and like my seats vibrating and like moving me around and all this stuff, and I'm kind of freaking out, but I'm like, it's not real. It's just a flick, right? So it was kind of weird, but anyway, so that was the way that I experienced this. So all of the details up front were not as easy to collect the first time around because I didn't notice all this stuff, right? So anyway, so I'm watching, and in the first notable scene, they're in this situation where it's like a protest in New York City, and it's kind of like seeming like the war is like winding down, but there's still some active shit going on. There's helicopters crashed everywhere. There's like vehicles just torn up, burned up, buildings burned down. There's, people strapped all over the place. It's war, right? It is actual war. And it may be putting this out so it can prepare us for what we may see as, what may be commonalities in the future, what may be like a normal thing in the future. And I've said this dozens of times, like one day people will be stepping over corpses to go get their Thai soy latte or whatever, chai to whatever it is, from Starbucks, and they're going to be like, oh, I had to step over another right winger in the street today or whatever, right? Like I think they probably want to prepare us for that kind of stuff. Anyway, so this scene, it seemed like they were like asking for water and not getting it, because during those kinds of situations, you usually don't have like, and I'm thinking from a standpoint of like, like a big tragic event like a hurricane or tornado or whatever. You lose water, you lose power, you lose all this stuff, and you all of a sudden have to rely on either A, yourself, or B, some type of government entity. You never want to find yourself in the place of B, ever. You cannot count on them ever. And if they are giving you something, remember, these are the same people that pumped your water full of terrible things. Okay? Just remember that. Anyway, sorry. Moving along. And this girl dons a backpack and hoists up an American flag, and she runs into the center of the protest, and she Aloha snack bars herself with an S vest and just boo. And I mean, in that moment in the theater when it's the beginning, where not a lot of crazy stuff has happened yet. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for like the chair, the vibrations, the sounds, and all this stuff. And it's like, boo, and this huge burst of air comes out of my seat, and the wind from the air movers. It's like, psh, my hair, like, like floats in the freaking wind, and my seat's like, it like shakes, and you just can't hear. It's like, "Ee!" Like when a round goes off in a small confined space. And 4D, it's all fun and games until the midget comes in your face. Yikes. And uh and I think it was really, really interesting that the person that ran into a crowded place with random civilians that clacked off an S Fest was a person holding an American flag. Like, what was their intention with that? What did they want to achieve? What picture did they want to paint? Right? Like, I'm sacrificing myself for what this country used to be. Like, what was their point? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that I would sacrifice. Someone's gonna take that soundbite. Oh my goodness. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm thinking from her perspective, the girl that clacked off the S Fest, like, what was she trying to, give her life for, what used to be, or like, maybe for change in the future? Like, what was it? Like, what caused, they don't say anything. They go like back to business as usual. They go literally have like a party at the hotel bar that night. And it seems to be like the place that like all the journalists come to drink and kind of wind down. And it's almost like when you see like military movies where dudes are in the service and they have like a crazy exchange, and they all make it through it, or most of them make it through it. And at the end of the night they're all drinking and acting crazy, partying and stuff, because she even one of the characters even says during the movie, like, during this time, like, I have never been this terrified and this close to death in my life, and I have also never felt more alive. Right? Like, when you survive something crazy, you've never felt more alive than in that moment, hands down. Like, that's, it takes you over the edge and some more. So it was interesting. Hang tight. So you have the country broken into, the country that's basically ignoring everything and acting like nothing's going on. And then you have Florida, I guess. If I don't know if it's just Florida. And then you have the Western Alliance, or the Western Forces, which is, why are you doing this, AI? And you have the Western Forces, which is basically California and Texas. I know that's what they said. And they're in New York, and they are traveling to DC because they're like, okay, the big scoop, the story of a lifetime for our lifetime is 6 ages currently correct. Yeah, we got a 10% average. Um, is it at least American military vehicles that are crashed, not foreign? Because that would be a whole different story if it were Chinese or Russian military craft. It appears to be either military and law enforcement driving United States military and law enforcement vehicles, or civilians driving military or law enforcement vehicles that appear to be procured, maybe through the previous kinetic events that have occurred, or previous combat contact, whatever you want to call it. And they're like, we need to go to DC because DC is where we're going to interview the president, because they're going to get him, they're going to kill him. The Western forces are committed to going to DC and getting this bad guy. I got to make sure that people know I'm talking about the movie. In the movie, the bad president, the bad guy who plays the president in the movie, uh, is in DC, and they're going to go interview him because they believe that these forces are going to go kill him. Okay. He's in his 3rd term, he's doing crazy shit, he's bombing people, he's, literally shooting on site at the White House. Journalists are being killed when they're coming to try to interview him. So they're like, basically, we got to get there before these Western forces do. And they go on this huge, crazy road trip, which normally driving from New York to, DC is not a huge, crazy road trip. Doing it when all of the highways are completely knocked out by, blown up vehicles, burnt up vehicles, corpses, and all this crazy stuff, like, yeah, that's a little more difficult. So they end up going down this whole trip, they run into a bunch of crazy stuff going on, a bunch of crazies. There's really only, like, 4 or 5 action scenes in the whole entire movie, and there are some things that occur from point A to point B, which are notable. One of the most notable is that, these, Western forces. I don't know what's going on with my lights back here. It's, like, flickering like crazy. These Western forces are, in civilian clothes with plate carriers and Hawaiian shirts, and they kill a bunch of dudes that pinned them down, and they capture them. The tactics are pretty poor, pretty poor. And uh and then they take a bunch of prisoners that all have black hoods over their head, and they just mow them down with what looked to be like an M60, or I couldn't really tell from the angle, an M60, a 240 Bravo, a 249, some type of mounted belt fed gun, and they just plow them down, and they're like smiling and laughing while they do it. So it's trying to give you like a sneak peek into like, let's look at like the morale, right? The what's happened to the world and where these people are, and that's kind of where they are at that time. So it is like a war torn country. And then they stop by West Virginia. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't wanna give away the whole "What kind of American are you" scene, 'cause I figure I should leave at least something for you guys to go see the movie. Let's just say the whole "What type of American are you" scene with the red glasses, um, it's definitely way more than the, previews was leading up to be. Like, a mass grave. I'll just say that. Yeah. Anyway, so that happens, and they travel back. They stop in West Virginia, and when they stop in West Virginia, there's no war-torn cities. There's no buildings burnt down. There's no helicopters abandoned in the middle of the highway. There's nothing crazy like that at all. And they stop in this little town, which actually the town kinda looked familiar, and I don't know if it was actually West Virginia or not. If it was, it looked very familiar to Winchester, Virginia, which is not too far away from West Virginia. Anyway, they stop by this store, and it's open, and they're selling stuff, and they, like, try on clothes, and they're like, "Hey, you guys know there's, like, a civil war going on here, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, we just really kinda wanna stay out of it." And they're like, "Stay out of it? Like, how are you even, like, doing this now?" It was crazy. So it was kinda like them, walking into, like, a time that was once before all the craziness happened, right? And, it's kinda like going back in time before the Civil War started. And then, when they're out there, they finally say it's kind of an interesting thing. They were like, "Hey, you know why things haven't gotten out of hand? Look up at the roofs." And you look up at the roofs, and there's dudes with guns all over the roofs, all over the roof of buildings, which is interesting. And anyways, I mean, you can't completely escape it, right? No matter what you do, you can ignore it, you can pretend it's not there, but you still need security. You still need dudes with guns on buildings. Kinda like roof Koreans, but not Korean. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Anyway, so then, um, uh, something happens and someone gets shot, okay? Now, when someone gets shot, these are journalists that are traveling that have all the gear and kit and preparation and everything that they seem that they would have anything they would ever need. Okay. If they're needing to do, recording like a live battle, like a conflict that is occurring at that moment. They got plate carriers, they got, they're taking pictures and video and all this stuff. Well, one of the people gets shot while they're fleeing away from a situation. And when he gets hit, he's the one that's driving. Sorry, whatever. If you're still here, it's because you don't care if we spoil it, okay? And, don't leave anything, it's not worth it to watch. Okay, okay. I just don't I hate ruining movies for people, you know? Um, it's definitely scary, Civil War movie described by cast as a cautionary tale. That's the headline of a news article for the movie, such BS. Um, what's his name? He used to wear a mask, now he doesn't wear a mask. I watched his review of it too, it was pretty good. Um, Administrative Results did a video on the Civil War movie, and it was good. It was a very good breakdown. Some things I kinda see differently, than him, and that's okay. But, one of the reviews that he saw was one of the best war action movies ever filmed. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, every single war movie that I can think of right now, just off the top of my head, every single one of them was better than that movie. Even just if you took the 4 or 5 action scenes out of that movie and matched them with 4 or 5 action scenes out of these movies that were actually excellent films, it would still lose every single time. Like, no doubt. Eagle Run 23, what's up, brother? You should have came in earlier. I gave you a shout out, gave the coffee shout out. Um, Howdy, just saying, hey, got to get to bed. Well, you get to bed, brother. Thank you for coming in and checking us out, man. I appreciate you. Everyone show some love to Eagle Run 23. And if you really want to show them some love, whoops, if you really want to show them some love, then hit up Texas Parks Outlet and buy some coffee and use code DARK. That's how you support the homies. So anyway, um, absolutely not the best war movie ever done. Far from it, in my opinion. Sorry, it's not enough nicotine. Hold on. There we go. That's the ticket. So anyway, they're driving away, and am I spilling juice? I think I'm spilling juice. They're driving away, and as they're fleeing from an incident, the dude driving gets shot. Okay, he gets hit in the left lung area from the back out of the front with a 5.56. I assume a 5.56 round. It was an AR, M4, whatever, and shooting through the car. So there's probably like plastic, fiberglass, glass, and other shit that blew through his body. So it's a bad situation, right? And it's survivable in some situations. And here are these people that have shown that they're completely prepared as journalists can be. They have body armor, they have all this stuff, they have, all this equipment. They got, I mean, like a gang of equipment strapped to their excursion or whatever the hell it is. They got all this stuff, and this dude takes a round through his back that exits out of his front. Thank you, Kurt, for sharing the link. And literally blows his lung out. And he's like, "I can't drive." And then they're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I can't drive." Then they see he's shot. They're like, "Oh my goodness." So they stop the car, truck, whatever. They get out, they grab him, take him out of the driver's seat, and then put him in the back seat and then continue driving. But they don't continue driving just to safety to go work on him at a place with cover and concealment. They just keep driving. So this dude literally drowns in his own blood in the back seat of their car while they don't do anything. They have zero medical, they have nothing with them. They just let the dude bleed out and die. Now, of course, if you slap a chest seal on him, if you can find some way to save him, like, yes, you absolutely need to bring him to a surgeon to save his life. But if you could have maybe kept him alive for like a day and a half, 2 days to maybe get him to a hospital that's functioning, like, you could have saved his life. That is a survivable wound. Like, something like more than 80% of people that are shot once survive. That's I just literally in the movie, while it was going down, and they grabbed him and threw him in the back seat and then just closed the door behind him, got in the seat and sped off. I was like, out loud in the theater, I was like, "Really? No medical?" And then, like, a couple of people, like, turned and started laughing. Like, I just I couldn't believe it. All the dudes in there were tatted up, strapped dudes that, like, we're all kinda, I would say similar in our thinking, but they also probably think that Trump is gonna save the country. Anyway, moving along. Getting back to it here. They finally get to DC. They have to roll their dead friend out of their excursion when they get to a makeshift base or whatever, a makeshift base. And they're all saying, hey, we, the Western forces, are rolling on DC right now. And we heard that El Presidente is there, and we're gonna murk him. So you guys are too late to get your story. You're too late to get anything. Your friend died for no reason. This whole trip was stupid. You wasted your time, and you guys are short. Well, they still ended up going, and they're literally on the front lines, like watching dudes get murked. This is probably one of the more like the longer action scenes that are in the movie. And they end up right in front of, like, oh, and there okay, a couple things. So there was a scene where when one of the Boog boys got hit, um he's squirting out of, like, his, like, lower hip area. The dude actually busted out a trauma pack and wrapped his finger and started packing the wound with some Z-fold gauze, and I was like, bro, fuck yeah. That's awesome. Like, they're actually showing the usage of real techniques trying to stop an arterial bleed, what seemed to be an arterial bleed in the movie, at least. Movies aren't always spot on. Um, like, real time. That was good. He ended up dying. The dude ended up dying either way, but, so that was good. That was somewhat realistic. Um, and, the tactics and the actual, like, the move, the helo coming down, and, like, the it was just fake. I almost felt like I was watching, like, a Godzilla flick, and, like, Godzilla was like, "Roar," like, coming through the city, like, the helicopter basically comes up, and it's like, "Waka, waka, 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 waka," and just, like, pulls up, like, 12 feet away from the building, and it's just like, "Burp," and then it just bursts all these rounds from a minigun. I don't even think it was a minigun, but it sounded like a minigun, and then they shoot a rocket and just blow this whole shit up. They're like 12 feet away in the middle of a city, a grid pattern city. I'm like, "Oh, what?" Like, you're more likely to hit your propellers on a freaking street light. Like, anyway, it was crazy. So it's not super realistic in those regards, but it was watchable, and it was good. And like I said, I'm choosing that word very carefully. Okay. Um, Anyway, so when they burnt all these dudes and then they all these dudes, then they start using, I mean, they're not really using any tactics. They're just, like, trying to move forward to the front where the security is, and they, of a particular house that everyone knows about, that's a particular color, which is the opposite of black. And when they get there, they send out the Beast and a couple other vehicles to like go that way, and they immediately like run them down. They blow it up. It like they stop the Beast, and everyone kind of gets out like, please don't shoot. Now, what do you think they did when one of the Secret Service people got out and said, please don't shoot? Literally right away, cut them down right away. Other two more people get out the front and they're like, my hands are up. Cut them down, cut them down. It's like it was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. It was like from that perspective of like they're sworn enemies at that point, right? Like there's nothing that you can do to change their mind. And who knows? Maybe it is what to come. What's to come? Maybe it is what is to come. What's to whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. So moving along, everyone else is following the vehicles that left because they assume El Presidente has got to be in there. Well, the journalist, along with the other two journalists, are like, no, that was a decoy. He's still in there. I bet he's still in there. So they go in there and they themselves start walking in, and there's Secret Service in there or whatever. So the Western forces come in there with them, and then they end up going literally on the front lines, like they're clearing rooms with these militia forces, and they're just cutting down every single Secret Service member that they find, and I mean like ev- everyone, right? No, not like put your hands up, stop, and no, there was zero prisoners. Matter of fact, the only prisoners that I saw taken during that film were all executed. So there's that. So anyway, they finally get there, and one of the characters that I mentioned earlier, one of the main characters dies saving someone. I'll let you guys figure out who that is later. And then they find the president, and that was the whole reason they came there. They wanted to get an interview, they wanted to get a quote, and in the last moment, there's like four of the Western forces in there, and then there's the one journalist, the man, or one of the three journalists, two journalists now, because the other one died too. So out of four, two survived, and he's like, "Please don't let them kill me. Please don't let them kill me. Please don't let them kill me." And he says, "I need a quote from you." And he says, "Please don't let them kill me." And he says, "That'll do." And then, the ending of the movie is the developing of the film turning into the picture of them basically like teabagging him while he's down. Um, Kind of like if you think of the way that like, it's been told that people took pictures with like a certain somebody that took some rounds from a 10.3 inch 5.56 in their face. Um, Bin Laden, maybe. Anyway, they took that picture. Anyway, so here's my thought on this. Um, I start asking myself questions. Okay. Anytime I see something like this, anytime I see something that has propaganda written all over it, really, anytime I see anything, even something that I would usually just right off bat agree with, I start asking myself questions. Why would they show this? Because they can control everything. They can control alt media. They can control the media. They can control the internet. They can control the weather. They can control everything. So why did they let this get through? Why are they letting this show? And I'm not just talking about the movie, y'all. I'm talking about everything. Why are they showing this to me? What do they want me to get from it? What are they expecting me to take with it? If I, watch or consume the information again and again and again, do I get different things or whatever? And what emotion are they trying to evoke out of me? And then what action would they expect me to commit in my life from that emotion that they've evoked from whatever situation happened? Now, it's crazy to actually say all that out loud because it makes you think how much people that think like us have been scarred by being awake. Like we take on a responsibility of being awake, not woke, awake, and we realize that you cannot count on anybody but yourself, your family, and Jesus, right? And God. That's it. There is absolutely nothing else. And really, I would say, God first, Jesus first. But we're here for our families too, right? We have to preserve the innocent life of our children and our the rest of our family. We got to be there for them. But either way, um, we've been burned, we've been scarred, and I think all of us believe that they want I think a lot of us believe that they want to push us to commit violent acts. They want us to do terrible things because that would then push their agenda of being able to achieve whatever they want to achieve, right? Total control, domination, removing of all of our self defense tools and all of our free will and all that stuff, eating the bugs and never owning property and never living off the land, them charging us off of the land, them charging us for water, them charging us for electricity, them charging us just for basic things to live. Not to mention creating an environment where the cost of everything is 1 to 200 to 300% more than it was just a few years back. It's crazy. Anyway, why would a company like this put out a movie like the most recent one where all the Teslas are driving themselves, crashing into people? It's a cyber attack and the end of the world. I forgot what it was even called. Okay, but it's basically like the end of the world. Okay, why would they put out a movie like that, which is basically the end of the world, and it not really being anyone's fault necessarily, but they allude to some type of, subversion and corruption and cyber attacks and things like, is it Jaina and things like that. That's interesting that they put that up, and then they drop a movie like this, and it's like, okay, so what's the plan, right? Like, I think all of this goes back to what I've said before in the past, which is it seems like they want to drive us to commit violence because that would give them exactly what they want. It would give them a case in point of, this is why all these people shouldn't have these things. This is why we need to mobilize. Like, dude, we're literally already living in it right now. Guys, there there are SS soldiers in the um, subways of New York City asking for people's papers and searching them when they come downstairs in the subway. Like, this is insane. Are they trying to create this environment so we just get used to it? Are they expecting, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever information you guys intake, whatever thing that when you see all of this, take all the information and from a 30,000-foot view, look at, why would they do this? What type of emotion are they trying to evoke? What type of action would I or most people commit in their life after they've, you know, generated this emotion within me, right? Ask yourself all those things and realize that there's something way more powerful than we could ever imagine that is pushing us to maybe do something or maybe not. But either way, I think we just need to find a way to say no, no more, not going to do it. Any of these natural rights that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution are off limits. And just like, look back at the 2020 riots, okay? All those people that cloaked their buildings in BLM, all those people that put up those signs, the BLM or whatever, all the stupid shit that they did, the reason that they did that, like those buildings in DC that cloaked BLM down the hole, like those are like double digit thousands of dollars, right? It is not cheap to do something like that, but it's cheaper than having your building burnt down. Okay. The reason why most of those people bent the knee and acted that way is because they were scared of the alternative. They were scared of going against what those people believed in, so much so that they would sit there and literally take a knee, bow to people because of the color of their skin, and say, I believe in what you believe in. Please don't hurt me or take my livelihood. I'll put up whatever sign you want. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do anything, right? Yes, yes, pump my fist, right? Like that's what they're doing because they were so terrified of the alternative. And I've asked the question before, what do we need to be and or who do we need to be the ones that they are terrified to talk about, to be the ones that they are terrified to criticize, to be the ones that they are terrified to judge. And just maybe we can get to a point where this would stop because tyrants usually would not choose to be tyrants if the punishment was getting in the face. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So we need to start taking some of this seriously. I don't know, man. I wish I could just create some politically active group that, but there's no way that I can make this sound like anything other than the T word that they are already accusing us of being. Okay. And I can't find a way to like, I don't know. I don't know. There's got to be something that we can create that is a peaceful way of saying, no, ma'am. No, sir. We will not do this. And we're absolutely willing to commit things if we need to. Man, all this sounds so bad. There's no way to say this and not sound like a fed up or a guaranteed way of, going to the gray bar motel as um as Flying Rich calls it. Well, I hope this has helped you guys bring a little bit more clarity into the way I feel about the the Civil War movie. Grumpy, what's up, brother? Uh, I have a meeting tomorrow at noon. Oh, okay. Who's my meeting with? Is it with a particular armor company that produces some of the thinnest level 3A armor in existence and maybe even has some flexible rifle armor systems? Huh? Is it them? Is it them? They can eat a bag of dicks, and the bag they came in and the bag they rode in on. Oh, no. Okay. Well, let me know. Let's chat tomorrow, or I'll be available tonight when I get off. But I'm losing my voice. I just recently got over being sick, so I apologize, guys. But I do want to say this with all of that stuff that I just said, you guys. I need you guys to know and to understand that I do not want violence at all. The last thing I want is violence, and I never want anything that I'm saying to be confused as a call to action or anything like that. I'm desperate to find a way for us to be able to change the path that we're on right now. And it's because I care and it's because I love us. I love y'all. I love this country. I love what this country is supposed to be. Okay. And I am willing to do anything to keep the country that it is supposed to be. Um, And I never want anything to be confused, and I certainly never want to be the one to encourage someone to do anything crazy or stupid. That is not what I want at all, okay? I'm talking about let's find a creative, peaceful way of stopping things from getting worse. That's all I'm saying. I care about y'all. I love y'all, and I want you guys to have very, very long, fruitful lives. And that's it. We can only, you know, can only hope for the best. Sick of being banned. I'm sick of being banned too, man. This is my fifth strike this past year. Really, I think it's over the last like 8 months. But you know what? When you share your opinion openly and they disagree with it, they are going to ban you as often as possible. That's who they are. That's what they are. So it's going to be something constant. Johnny Propane, you nailed it. CV's possum parabellum. If you seek peace, prepare for war. And I think everyone should be as prepared as humanly possible and just pray to God that we never need to use it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get it wrapped up, guys. I do want to just spread a little bit of extra love to all the companies that support like for an example, Goonbeam, Tack Knives. Tack Knives has been doing a really awesome thing. I know I mentioned this before, but they are raising money for just a customer of Tack Knives that unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer. His name is John, and if you use code John, you get 25% off, and you give the channel credit if you use the link that is in my description. So if you go to the link in the description and then use code John, you get 25% off instead of 20% off with code Dark. So that would be awesome. You could get super dope blades like this, things that are awesome. There's a whole bunch of, you'll know, I share all these really cool blades all the time. I just want to show some love because I love that they're doing something for their community. And also, if we can do something that will save us some money, shave some shillings off the tab, and give you guys good equipment that you can use and carry in your everyday life. That's awesome. So there's that Goonbeam, Gideon Optics. I got this new Judge on the Sig 365, which is fire. I love it. If you use code Glowies in the link in the description, just go take a look at the link in the description. Okay. You may even find that there was a link for 1,000 rounds of 115 grain brass FMJ for like 239, something like that. But it's a good deal. It's a good deal. And I think it's there. It may be sold out. Who knows? But it's there. It's in the link tree, actually. But anyway, Goonbeam, Tack Knives, Gideon Optics, JST, um, just all the homies. I appreciate y'all so much. It's honestly, it's been awesome. And y'all know that every single stream is brought to you by DLD Hardware. Y'all know how super dope and based DLD hardware is? I know, it's crazy. And yes, there was a new drop by Polymer 80. Apparently, P80 had dropped a new um, insert for Gen 3 clock part stuff. But I'm gonna need to look into that because there's a whole lot that I don't know about it. So I'm not ready to, drop that just yet. Yes, if you use code DARK at Goonbeam, you definitely save some money there too. And if you use the link in the description, you support the channel as well. Just put another Goonbeam order. Nice. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Remember, if you use my link in my code, then you support the channel as well. So thank you all. I appreciate you. And you also get some of the best equipment in the world. And I did find out, don't use the full-size handhelds for rifle lights because Goonbeam said it's bad and don't do it because there's a reason the handhelds are not rifle lights. Because if they were strong enough to be rifle lights, they'd be rifle lights. And I was like, oh. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I will do. I haven't been able to go through and do an inventory, but I got you. I promise I'll do it ASAP, at least by this weekend. I'm sorry. I've been I get distracted easily. Huh? Squirrel. I know. Anyway, like my eighth order. Yes, bro. Thank you, man. You're crushing it. And you're getting really good products too, which is huge too. No lie, no exaggeration. I have removed almost every single Streamlight and Surefire from every single one of my guns and replaced them with Goonbeam. I do have like 2 guns with Streamlights on them though. But dude, performance number 1. Performance is the number 1 thing that I'm gonna make my decisions off when I'm using equipment, and Goonbeam gives you better performance, and it's still as solid as a Streamlight, so Imma run that. Anyway, look, I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really, really do care for y'all and love y'all, and I want you guys to have incredible lives that are extremely fulfilling, and know that we will always lead better lives when we are free and when we are amongst the general public and free and saving the things that we never want to have to do to the absolute last moment, which means we have to be able to look our children in the face and say that daddy did every single thing he could to fight peacefully before I had to take it to that dark place. So just know that there's a lot of other places for us to go before we go there. And I appreciate y'all for being here, hanging out, and appreciate y'all. Look, in closing, guys, we're living in tumultuous times right now. Right now, you may have been around God all your life. You may have heard about God all your life. You may have believed in God all your life. But there is a difference between that and committing your life to Jesus Christ. And I would encourage all of you guys to do that. If you have any questions about what it's like to get right with God, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, leave a comment, whatever. I'm here for y'all if y'all need to chat. And make sure that facts, absolutely. Thank you, Spin. Make sure too that you guys are staying strapped, man. Rule number one of a gunfight is have a gun, right? Like, make sure that you're strapped. You may even want to keep a little something extra nowadays because you never know. You never know. But look, I love y'all. Make sure that you guys develop your own standards and expectations for who you choose to be as men. Because right now, it is more important than ever that we as men stand up for what we believe in and that we are warriors of God. That is what we are supposed to do. That is what we're supposed to be. And that is our role, okay? Be leaders, be warriors for a just and righteous cause, okay? Now, when you develop these rules or these standards and expectations for yourself and people in your life, I like to share some of those rules myself. Maybe one day we'll get like a whole book of dark rules, but until then, I share these three with you. Rule number one, let me do this first. Much better. Rule number one, there you go. Bingo. Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution. When you bless others, you become blessed because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. Go shooting this weekend. Okay. Put your skills to the test your equipment, run your equipment, and sight in your dots, sight in your optics. No excuses of, well, it's a new optic. Well, it's a this. Well, it's a that. Well, I changed these parts. Well, I changed. Become a master of your equipment. I don't care if you have one Taurus G2C, if you got one P80, if you got one Glock, if you got one 22, whatever it is, master that 10,000 hours to master something. Make sure you master it. I love y'all. Be safe. Keep that ish on you because things are crazy nowadays. And one more thing.
This shit's gonna blow up.
No, it won't blow.
All right, for sure.
I love y'all. Take it easy. Bye. Okay, so I just saw a couple things. So while we were doing this stream, I know we just closed and I was ending the stream and all that, but before I do, hey Erica, good to see you. Um, I saw Black Scout Survival go live. I saw Angry Prepper go live. I saw Full Spectrum Survival drop. To all these people are dropping videos and videos and videos. It's like prepare, 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 prepare. Um, if you're not as close to prepared as you can be, like if something were to happen like today, then we're already late, right? Don't get prepared this weekend, get prepared tomorrow morning. Don't get prepared Sunday, get prepared now. If you found the gun of your dreams, the thing that you wanted and it was 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks, most of you can figure out a way to do it, right? So then you can figure out a way to get water, food, shelter, security. Get your ish tight, okay? I saw what happened. I'm gonna look into it. We'll talk about it some more once I've done some looking into it. But man, I would say it doesn't look good, but does it ever? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Um, Pray, get close to God. It's going down. Love y'all.